We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Good morning, dear students. Today, in continuation of the construction resource management subject, today's our topic is construction material management. In material management, we know that it is a vital function for improving quality of the product of construction. The management of materials should be considered from the initial phase to the completion phase. We know at each and every stage, material management plays a vital role. It is not something that any contractor who's working on the side, when we start the construction of the superstructure, at that time we can take care of the management of material. No, this would not possible from the initial stage, because once you start initiating your project, resources in the form of material are available with you on the side, so you need to appropriately manage those resources, especially in the material if I'm talking, so that the productivity of and the quality of the resources would be appropriate. This is because if poor material management can often affect the overall construction time, quality and budget. Why I'm saying time? If the poor material would be there on the construction side, what happening, maybe you will not appropriately work with it. Quality, if the material would not as per the specification, though even it will affect the quality of construction and overall budget. Sometime if poor management of material would be there, resources, or let's say for example, if you required to carry out the plastering from tomorrow and cement is not available with you, before one day back you realize that cement is needed to be purchased for tomorrow's activity commencement, and immediate ordering of material would raise the cost. Whatever the price offered by the stakeholder or the vendor, you need to pay those price, so definitely your budget would be disturbed due to immediate purchasing. That's why appropriate management would always be a beneficial way to the stock management. Here I have divided the definition of material management as a start with the planning. What need to purchase, when need to purchase, why need to purchase, and what quantity need to purchase. If these 4 questions answer, we are able to get in the planning stage. Then identification, like which stock of the materials are short at the construction site, so that we can identify those material, so that we can procure those material. And after procurement, the material is being transported on the construction site, so we need to appropriately storage that material which is received on the site, and then the distribution as per the required quantity to the site. So the purpose of material management is to ensure that the right material are in the right place in the right quantity when it is needed on the construction site. To get in, we required right quality, right quantity of supplies at right time. If we have procured material prior to 6 months back from the construction, what happening? It will stuck with our cost, like we have a liquid money which required to throughoutly successfully run the construction project. If we have invested so much to buying material which is at this moment or at the initial phase at all not required in the construction site, but for the sake of you are getting or offered good price by the vendor, you have did the excessive stock on the construction site. So in those case you need extra space to store those material on the site. You have to pay more, so that in those cases the money which would be available with you for the further management of commencement of construction activity would may get short with you. So there are many disadvantages if excess stock is being stored on the construction site. At the right place, like whenever it is required on the right place, only the quantity would be available and at the right price. Definitely we all this management having the outmost goal to achieve the maximum economy, we can say cost management also. Objective and functions of material management are efficient materials planning, so that we can appropriately plan what is required. We can take appropriate decision for the buying and purchasing of those material. Related to the procurement and receiving those material, how we need to store and control the inventory and stock of the material on site, supply and distribution of the material, as well the quality assurance of the material. These are the objectives of the material management. If we are talking about the process of material management, it start with the initiation stage, or we can say planning stage. From planning, it moves to the purchasing, then storekeeping, then inventory control, then receiving, inspection, and dispatching. In inspection, many times you have to review the stock of material which is available with you, so that so old material would not stocked for a long time. Appropriate supply of the material and flow of material would be taken place on the construction site. Value analysis has been done on the material also, so that we can achieve more economy, more wealth, and identify the low cost material, or we can say right material, in place of we can say certain natural material which provide and fulfill the similar purpose which the material naturally available are fulfilling, but offering the lowest price compared to the natural material. Material handling and traffic varieties, disposal of scrap and surplus, and then lastly again the cycle would be completed with the planning. So let's see it one by one in detail. In the material planning, we include measuring, like we are seeking to get the quantity which required to be ordered. After getting appropriate quantity from the contractor or from the site, we need to place the order, and then to schedule at what time this material would be available. We are getting schedule from the vendor that at what date this material would be available with us on the construction site. It is emphasized that planning is a very important process to increase the productivity, profit, and assisting the time to complete the construction project. Definitely, if we will not appropriately plan the material, then we will stuck somewhere that the productivity, we can say that whatever material is available with us, we would not able to efficiently manage the productivity and profit which we are getting from it at the time whenever it is required. The productivity of the construction project will be enhanced if the material planning process is not implemented properly. Moving towards the second stage, which is purchasing. So in purchasing the materials and have the services from supplier to get the supply of operation construction project from production to marketing, sales and logistics. For example, a detailed material list or coordination of the purchasing and order of material are significant to assuring the material will available on construction site whenever it is required for the commencement of any activity. Purchasing process has been listed over here briefly. First one is material indent we need to done, then inquiry to vendors, then vendor comparisons has been done. In comparison, we are comparing specification of the material, we are comparing price of the material so that we can get the right specification at the lowest price from the appropriate comparison making. Then after comparison, the vendor who fit as per our specification, they get he or she gets selected and negotiation for the price is being done. Then purchase order is being done with them and vendor evaluation is being carried out. Next point is inventory control department. In inventory control department, the duties of the department is to decide about the types of ordering system, fixing the safety stock limits, fixing up the recorded label, and maximum and minimum stock available. Safety stock is what? Certain stock we need to keep so that whenever urgently you requires on the side, that would be available with you. Minimum stock limit we have to maintain on the construction side, and maximum stock limit up to what if we store there is a no harm at the construction sites. Receiving, inspection and dispatching department, those departments are responsible to receiving, inspection and dispatching the quantity of material delivered by the various suppliers. Then after receiving the quantity and quality must be checked, then everything is as per the specification. If we make sure, then the goods is being accepted on the project. Next one is the value analysis and standardization. So earlier also I discussed that value analysis is a technique by which we can find out the more worth of the product with the economic price after making comparative analysis of different products which are listed. It also reduces the number of varieties and also helps in finding the substitute for the material at lesser cost. The next one is logistic. So in logistic, it involves planning, implementing and controlling the movement and storage of all things from raw material to the finished goods as per the requirement of the client on the project side. During construction project, routine of the materials will affect the cost and time to complete the construction project. Disposal of scrap and surpluses as well, material preservation. In this we have to making sure that stock control included or not, raw materials which available with us, process materials, assembly component, consumable stores, general stores, maintenance materials and spares, work in progress and finished product. In this section, this things is stock control which help to ensure that all material equipment available when they are required with us. List of problems of material management. While we are managing the material, what issues arises and how we are managing those issues. First one is organization structure. Next one is procurement problem, then storage space, security issues also many times affect the material management, and availability of material on market. So let's see one by one in detail. First thing is problems of material management in which organization structure. So in organization, construction is such activity in which there are different groups which are associated. Let's say about financial matters, we are talking with the administration department, the labor control section, the material management section. So we need to coordinate with different department. We need to manage appropriate communication with those department. And if good coordination is being done with the department, then only whenever it is required, the estimated quantity would be identified and purchasing decisions would be taken place on time. That's why the organization structure in which we need to appropriately coordinate and communicate which department with which department we have to deal with. Main issue in organization structure are undefined scope. Many times the scopes are not clear. If we are communicating with the ex authority about something, they are saying it is not coming in my scope, we you need to contact to the other fellows. So undefined scope also many time increase your waste of time as well, not appropriately handle the situation. Lack of communication between parties involved. Many times one person is not able to coordinate with the authority, or improper communication is being taken place, which also affect the project work. Incomplete drawing plans are not completed and details are missing. Many times whatever drawings we are referring, whatever the details mentioned in those drawings, if those are missing, that also create the issues. Lack of conformance to requirement. We need to match the requirement as per the specification. If we are unable to conformance those requirements, those also create the issues. Non-standard specification that are not commonly used. Incomplete ineffective meetings if conducted, if the guidelines are not clear, if the duties are not appropriately assigned, if the information is not appropriately flowed out, those also create the improper idea whosoever need to carry out work, and that directly lead to the dismanagement. Difference between plans and specification also affect, and don't communicate exactly is also one of the issue. Next one is procurement problem. Procurement issue arises if the availability of material would be issue, then procurement would not taken place. Availability of quantity, like if we need in certain tons of the material, but at the time we are placing order, it having the shortage of the quantity, then also issues arises. Price reduction to match competitors price. Many time late deliveries has also taken place. Many time incorrect submittals also seen in the market. Poor communication between parties. If we are not appropriately informed about our specification, about our quantities, about our prices, that also create issues at the latter stage. Unrealistic delivery date, rehandling of material, and many more. If we are talking about storage space, then depending on the magnitude of the project, and the term storage space implies both enclosed as well as open space, because in construction some materials are very costly. We need to keep those material to avoid the any kind of direct contact of environment, because environment humidity issue harm the quality of material. So that we need to store those material in the enclosed space or closer space. Certain material which won't having a good issues in the open space, if we will store it, then they need to store on the open environment. So we need to check, or we need to identify and divide the material, because if certain material would require to be or stored in the open space, those material would also harm or also affected by the environmental agencies, that directly lead to the cost or economy of the uh, project cost, because those material will be no longer for the utilization. So materials such as aggregate, brick, blocks may not require enclosed storage, protection, then proper outdoor positioning and stacking, because this material we can store in the open space also. There are no chances that any theft is being taken place. Those material cannot be like stored in the closed environment. But the material like reinforcement bar, because there are chances that the theft due to theft this material would be stolen out, so that we have to take care of those material. Security problem. Security of material on site is of paramount important. Loss of materials through pilferage and theft represent financial loss to the project as a whole, and in the end it increase the cost of project. If certain material, like if you have a tons of cement bags available on the side, and yesterday you had got the stock, and tomorrow the 50 to 20 like 100 bags has been stolen out, what happens? That directly lead to the project cost, we can say. That's why this certain material need to keep an accurate appropriate security arrangement. uh, Therefore, a well designated vigilant must be maintained 24/7 on site, so that things would be in appropriate manner. Availability of material on market. Steady flow of material throughout project duration is the primary requirement for the material management. Therefore, it can be affected by the availability of material of available on the market for a particular work. Occasionally, manufacturer can run out of raw material. If the raw material for the construction of certain, like if we are manufacturing the PPC cement or OPC cement on factory, and if raw materials are not available with us for the manufacturing of OPC, then what happening? They cannot progress the manufacturing further, so that due to effect of that we cannot get timely supply of those material, and this directly lead to the stoppage of activity, which would require to be commenced further. So we have to take care that the appropriate availability of certain material would have in the market or not, or we need to choose similar material which having the similar specification, and make sure about it that these material supply and flow would not be affected in any case, and you will easily get from it from the market. Important of material management. Lowest price of material and equipment, if that would be done appropriately, definitely we will get the things in at the lowest price. Faster inventory turnover, continue of supply, reduced lead time. What is lead time? There is a gap between finishing of the activity and starting of the another activity, so that this time would not be so much, and this would not happen due to shortage of material, so that your activity you are not able to commence. Elimination of bulk passing, reduced materials obsolescence, improved supplier relationship, and better record and information. Advantages of material management are better accountability of the material as well as other department, and no one can blame other, as material management by a single authority, which can lead to better coordination, because it comes the control point of an substance related problems. Material management department to ensure a better quality material, provide a request in a timely fashion, timely, so that this can lead to a better performance of the organization. Some of this helps us the decision making timely, that helps us to control quality timely, ethics and moral standard of the organization can be maintained, maximum company profit and improvement of credibility is being taken place, customer satisfaction would be there, enhancement in the communication is being seen, and improved quality of staffs would be seen. So in the material management part, the one major thing is inventory management for the qualitative analysis. So what is inventory? If we are talking about inventory, so generally we are getting known to it as a goods and services which are required to carried out or commencement of something. So inventory refers to material or components on hand which was kept by contractors for the smooth functioning of the construction process. Inventory also refers to as the list of materials or component which kept at the side storage area for future use in the construction activities. Objectives of inventory control are that helps us to minimize the total cost of keeping the inventory while making trade-off among the major category of cost. Which are the major cost categories? Let's see it one by one. First one is purchasing cost, next one is order cost, holding cost, and unavailability cost. So what is purchasing cost? In purchasing cost, the item having certain unit price from an external source that include transportation as well as freight charges. For construction material, it is common to receive discount if we are purchasing in bulk, so that the unit price cost decline, the quantity increases. Next one is order cost. Order cost reflects the administrative expenses of issuing a purchase order to our outside suppliers. But order costs are usually only a small portion of the total cost for material management in construction project, although ordering may require substantial time issue. Holding cost. Conveying cost of inventory or holding cost refers to the total cost of holding inventory. This include warehousing costs such as rent of the warehouse, utilities, salaries, the staff which need to be for the appropriate management of material on the warehouses, financial costs such as opportunity cost, inventory cost related to perishability, shrinkage, and insurance. Those are different costs associated with the handling. Unavailability cost, it incurred when a desired material is not available at the desired time. Like if you require certain material on construction side and that is not available, then we can say the availability is of material is not there. What happens if the material is not available or is sought in the availability? Then what happens in manufacturing industry? This cost is often called as the stock out or depletion cost. Storage may delay work, like if material is not available, whatever activity we are commencing, we need to delay it. Labor resources, labor which who are available on the construction side, they are not doing anything, but you need to pay them. So these costs are incurred extra. Delaying the completion of the entire project, the schedule will be prolonged. If the one activity would be delayed, the further activity which are correlated with or depending on which, so the succeeding activity would be delaying due to the delay of the activity of precedence. That's why this cost which are incurred due to unavailability of material comes under the category of unavailability cost. Objectives of inventory control are to ensure that the supply of raw material and finished goods will remain continue, so the production process is not halted and demands of customers are duly met on time. If the construction project we would like to give possession or to the client on time, then for that we make sure the construction would be timely complete. For the completion of timely construction project, we need to make sure that the all activity would timely finish. So if the project duration would be delayed, if the activities would be delayed, project duration would be delayed. Project duration would be delayed, then definitely we are not able to give possession to the client on time, then whole process would be disturbed due to minimize carrying a cost of inventory, to keep investment in inventory at optimum level, to reduce the losses, to make arrangement for sales of slow moving items, and to minimize inventory order cost. My technique in the inventory control, like there are many techniques available with, but ABC analysis, VD analysis, FSN analysis, and HMN analysis we often see to utilize on the construction sites. What is ABC analysis? If we are talking about ABC, ABC is the always battle control analysis, in which A stand for the always, B stand for the battle, better, and C stand for the control. So in inventory control technique is based on the principle that a small portion of the item may typically represent the bulk of money value of the total inventory in the construction project. Let me explain this with an example. If we are talking about concrete, then concrete is made up with the help of cement, with the help of sand, with the help of aggregate, water, as well as admixture if required, right? So in those cases, the quantity, if I'm talking, then aggregates are required in much more quantity, like 70% or 60% aggregates we are utilizing. 20% we are using sand for the making concrete, and 10% we are utilizing cement. But among all materials, cement carries maximum cost, then the sand carries, and then the lowest cost would be carried by the aggregate. So this is how here also they have mentioned the a small portion. So in this example, the small portion is of cement, which carries the maximum cost, and the major quantity would be of aggregate, which carries the smaller cost. While a relative large number of items may from a small part of the money value of stores, the money value is ascertained by multiplying the quantity of material of each item by its unit price. So this is how ABC analysis is being carried out. Procedure for ABC analysis is of: make a list of all items of inventory which are required, determine the annual volume of uses and money value of each item. It means annually how many items we require and what is the cost of those items. Multiply each item's annual volume by its rupee value. It means what is the price and cost associated with it. Compute each item's percentage of the total inventory in terms of the annual uses in rupees, where A category carries 5% to 10% of the items represent 70 to 75% of the money value. As I told you in the example of concrete, cement, which carries which having the quantity of 5 to 10%, but that carries the cost of 70 to 75%. Similarly, B category, which carries the cost of 15 to 20%. Sand carries the quantity of 15 to 20%, but at the same time, its cost is also 15 to 20%. Category C, in which we have kept aggregate. So the remaining number of the item represent 5 to 10%. It means the cost of this item is 5 to 10% of the total cost, but its quantity would be of 70 to 75%. The relative position of those items, so that items of category A should be under the maximum control, because every time in this example also we need to keep expensive items in the maximum control. Items of category B may be given that much attention, and item C in the category under the loose control, we can say that, so that we can appropriately manage the quantity stock of the material as per their money value and as per their demand and requirement. Next one is VED analysis. VED analysis, the inventory is classified as per the functional importance under the following three categories. V stand for vital, E stand for essential, and C stand for desirable. So the quantity which comes under the category of vital and quantity of material or inventory which comes under the essential category, and the stock of quantity which comes under the desirable quantity, that we need to identify on the construction project, and accordingly we need to take decision related to management of those. Next one is FSN analysis. The abbreviation of FSN analysis are fast moving, S stand for slow moving, and N stand for non moving goods. Here in this analysis, date of receipt or the last date of issues, whichever is later, to determine the number of months which have lapsed from last transaction. So in this, the material which comes under the fast moving, it means what, which required on the construction side, its consumption is so much on the for the manufacturing of something. Slow moving, like sometimes those items are required, sometimes those items would not require, those comes under the category of slow moving product or items. And N stand for non-moving goods, maybe those required often or sometimes on the construction side, otherwise those are non-consumable goods available on the construction side. So FSN is helpful in identify active item, it means active stock of item or material, which stock you have to have managed on the construction side throughout the project, because these are the maximum or most consumable item for the manufacturing of something, so that you can regularly review those items and check the surpluses, as well as time to time you should examine the non-moving items on the sides. Next one is HML analysis. In the HML analysis, this is the similar to the ABC analysis. The difference that instant uses value price criteria is used over here. This is based on Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule. Percentage weight classification on the HML classes. H is high class items, M is medium, and L is low. If we are talking about the item which comes under the category of H, those are the costly item and are generally 10 to 15% of the total item. So in ABC analysis, we are focusing more on the uses and value of those items, like cement having the maximum value while we are using it, as compared to the sand, as compared to the aggregate. But here we are focusing more, in spite of value uses, to the prices of those items. So in the similar case, if I'm carrying forward over here, then we know that maximum cost in the concrete making process goes to the in the material, to the cement only. Sand uh, comes and takes the cost of 20 to 25%, and in the lowest cost carried 60 to 70% by the aggregate. So in this category, the items which having the high cost, the item which having the medium cost, and the item which having the less cost would be divided in the category, and then the analysis would be carried out. So with this, I'm finishing my presentation. Hope this would be helpful for the MTech student. Thank you so much.